Again, my name is Abdul Hakeem Muhammad, author of the book From Pen to Pen. We continue for another beautiful week. We're in downtown Charlotte, North Carolina. We're just passing through. But while we're here, we're going to enjoy the moment. And we're going to continually share with our viewing audience episodes of the Pen Files, episodes of the book From Pen to Pen, episode of the book From Pen to Pen, a book that has been put together by a student in the field of education, prison reform, rehabilitation, and the likes. Today we're going to go over our next chapter, and this one here is known as Battle of the Essays. For those who have been following with the book, this is called Battle of the Essays. In this chapter, we're going to talk about 2 essays, or maybe more. Essays that deal with the process that one has to partake of when entering a university. The process that one has to partake of when entering a university. Now, you ever had that taste, that desire of wanting something so bad that you could taste it, but you were unable to achieve it? What does that do to you? How does that make you feel? And what would it make you do in response to not receiving that which you desire? How many times have you reached out and wanted something? How many times have you reached out and wanted something but was unable to achieve it? Well, today, that's the topic. That's the topic that we're going to be discussing. And I want everyone to really, really pay attention to this one here. Because it's not something that just me, myself have went through, but it's something that we all go through. Something that we all taste. Something that we all desire. Something that we all, experience in life. But the question is, excuse me, tell me to quiet down. Excuse me. Hey, excuse me. Hey guys, yeah, I'm back. Guys. We're going to continue with chapter 11. Tonight we're going to go over chapter 11. And this was an essay that was written to Drexel University. An essay that was written to Drexel University. Why Drexel? Why Drexel? Out of all the institutions, out of all the universities in the world, why Drexel? Well, while attending the Community College of Philadelphia, my major was behavioral health and human services. And while engaging in that major and acquiring the information that would allow me to speak or elaborate on the field of behavioral health and human services, I had to really, really get a good understanding And from that understanding, I was led to Drexel University. Based on research, we have found that Drexel University is one of the leading universities in the field of behavioral health and human services. I looked around and I looked around and I looked around, and Drexel is what I came up with. Not only convenient, but it was right there in my hometown. It's in Philadelphia. And I did everything that a student would want to do when it comes to putting together an essay. Because these essays, they're like the hallmark of entrance. These essays are like the hallmark of entrance into that academy, that university, that institution. If you want to really get inside of an institution, that essay that you give to the institution, that's your statement. That's your statement saying, this is who I am. These are my qualifications. This is how I write, how I speak, my experience. All of it's going to be intertwined. All of it is going to be inside of this essay. And as the examiner reads it, he's going to discover that this individual is qualified or not qualified. Think about that. You turn in an essay that's going to qualify you or disqualify you from entering this university. Now, mind you, the university is what? It's a university that you want to attend. It's a university that's prestigious. A university that's ongoing. Yes, we got some rhetoric in the back, but I wanted to come outside just to expose my audience to, where I'm at, what I'm doing, things that I do on a natural, regular basis. Okay? Yes, it's the outside. And still able to do what? Still able to come and explain another small portion of the book with all types of distractions in the background. I wanted it to be really live. And allow the audience to see everything that's going on. Yeah, sirens and all that. Yes, this is urban society. This is Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay? So you're going to hear ambulances. You might hear police cars. You might hear people talking. Yes, I wanted that to be a part of this presentation today. Why? Because a change, something different. A change, something different from the ordinary. So when we talk about this place called Drexel, Drexel went hand in hand with the Community College of Philadelphia. Why? Because if you complete community college with a behavioral health and human services associate's degree, you qualify for moving forward to Drexel University. Those two communities go hand in hand. Where you left off at with community college, you'll move forward and go further with Drexel. Those two schools hand in hand. Remember, before I told you, I said if you attend the community college of Philadelphia and the community college in your surrounding areas, it's going to prepare you to attend and perform at your best any 4-year university in America. Any 4-year university. Attending a 2-year community college program will allow you to be able to sit down in the classroom. Sit down in the classroom. Learn, understand, and excel. Learn, understand, and excel in your field. That's what community college has to offer. This is why I continually tell people, I continually promote the Community College of Philadelphia. You living in Philadelphia, support your community college. You want to really find out if you want to go to college or not? Go to community college. You really want to know if you're college ready? Go to community college. Get those first 2 years and then find out where you at. Those returning back to school. You want to really find out where you at? Try community college. Those that's in Charlotte, they sit back listening to Community College of Charlotte. You living in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, wherever you living at, all of these places have a community college that you can attend and elevate. Elevate. You can elevate in these institutions, in these colleges. So much so that you excel above and beyond limits and your expectations. So again, I said it, they go hand in hand. And it was a school that I desired for my education. Why? Because the behavioral health and human services field, that's a field that many people are called. Many people want to partake of it. Many people want to entertain this subject. But everybody that comes to it doesn't survive. Everybody that comes to it doesn't last. Everybody that comes to it, they got to take a leave of absence. Why? Because this is a real stringent field. This is a very, very significant field in society. Why? Because when you look around society, what do you see? When you look around society, you see behavior patterns. You see attitudes. You see personalities. Huh? You see good attitudes. You see bad attitudes. You see good personalities and bad personalities. You see all of this partaking in the society that you live in. The question is, when you see these attitudes, when you see these personalities, how do you deal with them? How do you interact with them? Are you ready? Are you really ready and prepared to deal with an individual who has a personality disorder, an individual who has a mental health disorder, a behavioral health disorder, a mood disorder? Huh? Are you ready to deal with these kind of individuals? That's why this field is the field. However, this field it's just not your regular old field that you partake of. This is social work. This field is the field for the social worker. The one who works very, very hard, but receives a very, very minimal pay. Very, very hard work in some cases, but the pay is very, very minimal. So we tell the people, we say, hey, stop, time out. If you signing up for this, don't look to get rich. If you signing up for this field, don't look to get rich. This field is about helping. This field here, many are called, only a few are chosen. Many are called to this field, but only a few are chosen. Everyone doesn't get the opportunity to truly, truly benefit from this field. This field is overwhelming. Behavioral health and human services. This is social work. This is social work at its best. And those people who interact and engage with it inside communities and affect social change inside societies, these are the behavioral health specialists. I'm going to say it again. Those who affect change inside societies and communities. These individuals are behavioral health specialists. These are behavioral health specialists. These are the ones that specialize in the field. They analyze, they examine individuals. Examine, analyze individuals. Utilizing tools like the biopsychosocial, the biological, psychological, sociological evaluation tool to examine a client, to find out where he's falling short, to find out what is happening with him, the chemical imbalance, the mood disorder is taking place based on his characteristics of what are triggered because this and that is taking place. An individual's personality defect, personality disorder is triggered based on this taking place, that taking place. A person has a panic attack because it's triggered by this situation, that situation. A person has a mood disorder. It's going to be based on something. It's going to be triggered based on something. So when you're in this field, you're able to sit a person down and examine them. And it's not just one sitting. This is multiple sittings where you'll be able to find patterns of history that expose the true identity of your client. This is why Drexel University was the university that I wanted to attend. This is why Drexel University was the university that I wanted to attend, because Drexel University was considered the leaders in the field of behavioral health and human services. They were considered leaders in the field of human service, behavioral health and human services. And again, what more can a person say? What more could a person say? I signed up. I delivered. Now let's talk about me being a part of this. I signed up. I did all the right things. I fulfilled all the requirements, or at least I thought. What qualifies me to be a candidate for Drexel University? Here's what I said. That I look back at the courses that I've taken and the knowledge that I have acquired based on the classes, the teachers that I sat with, the information that was taken in and utilized. It allowed me to receive no less than a B. It allowed me to receive a grade no less than a B. 3.0, meaning I would not go below 3.0 in any of my classes. Also, I had to couple my GPA with my life experiences. Remember where we come from? From Penn. What Penn? The penitentiary. All of that exposure, all of those type of experiences, day to day, in and out, year after month, after day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, consistently taking in information, taking in experiences. So these two factors was my major contributions. These two factors were my major contributions. My GPA, I excelled when it came to the academics. My life experiences, I excelled when it came to understanding What's missing? What's missing? Remember way back when we spoke about the story, A Hero is Born? Do we remember when we talked about A Hero is Born? What took place? At this time, a man was sitting on a basketball court with a rope around his neck, about to jump to his death. Do we remember that? The story, A Hero is Born? We're talking about life experiences taken from my field of practice and now utilizing it in the field. My knowledge, my wisdom, and my understanding, taking and utilizing it in the field. Now it's time to practice everything that I've learned. Kid is about to jump to his death. Kid is about to commit suicide. What do? Do you have knowledge of this field? Is this your expertise? How do you deal with it? In the end, that's where the results come from. Every action has a reaction. What's the reaction? Was it positive? Was it negative? Were we able to pull a guy down? Were we able to talk the guy down? Or did he jump to his death? What was the outcome of this individual putting a rope around his neck and about to jump to his death? He lived to see another day. He lived to see another day. Based on what? The expertise and the experience of the individual who was called to help save a life. Individual who was called. He was engaged in his ordinary daily affairs at the time, but received a phone call, and he responded in a positive manner to do what? Respond to that call. Based on that response, we receive positive results. So that story about Drexel University, yeah, true story. True story. But there's another university that I also signed up for. This university, we're going to call it Guest University. We're going to call it Guest University. And they ask questions like, have you ever been placed on probation, dismissed or suspended, college or university? All these questions I'm able to say no to. Because remember, I never really attended any other universities, right? And if yes, please explain, So I explained to him, this has never happened. But I utilize my sort of academic writing. I utilize the tool of writing, utilizing the pen to express my point of view in concern of the question that was asked. They asked me about my educational history. They asked me about my educational background, right? Making sure they address whether my records or my transcripts reflect my academic ability. My academic transcript doesn't reflect my academic ability. Yes, this is what they're examining. This university, Guest University. Guest University, they wanted to know all the history, my background, my academics, where I went to school at, how well did I do, did I graduate, did I fail, all of those things. And then they wanted me to write a brief essay describing my academic and my personal goals and explain how these will be furthered by studying at this university. They said, feel free to discuss specific academic topics that you have enjoyed studying. and explain why it is of interest to you. Here's what I said. The goals that I've already accomplished have allowed me to see and understand future goals and making them a reality. And I can truly say that I know that I was going to excel in this field. It was a position of confidence. I know I'm going to excel in this field. And I only thought that I may be good for it because of the things that I've been exposed to. I talk about that dream is to enhance my learning that I received from Guest University, and how prison rehabilitation, prison reform, incarcerated inmates, and those who have been stagnated, placed behind walls, helping them reestablish themselves in society with the correct and proper tools. These are the components that I utilize inside of the essay for Guest University. And when I did the research for this university, I found out that it's one of the top schools in the country. So I had to have my A game, because this university was premier. It was a premier university. So in moving forward, here's what happened. Let's talk about the results. Let's talk about the results of both universities. The first university was Drexel University. The second university was Guest University. Both universities had the opportunity to see my transcript, had the opportunity to receive an essay from me, and have the opportunity to hear what I had to say in expressing myself of why I wanted to be a student at that university. The results are in. So when it comes to Drexel University, they say, "Dear Mr. Muhammad, pay attention to what I'm about to say. Dear Mr. Muhammad, unfortunately," keyword, unfortunately, your application cannot be accepted at the Unfortunately, your application cannot be accepted at this time. What does that mean? In a nutshell, you're not going to Drexel University. In a nutshell, in English, the language that I was raised with, I'm not attending Drexel University. Yes, that's how it made me feel. Yes, that's how it made me feel. Lost in thought. Lost in thought. Yeah. Real tears. Real ones. That's how it made me feel. And I had to bite that. I had to bite that bullet. I had to stand firm with my belief, because I know it's not over. And I received the verdict from Guest University. Now, I wasn't looking to hear failure from two universities. Hey, if it's going to happen like that, it's going to happen like that. I got to bite the bullet. Two universities. First university said Unfortunately, it means I'm not going to attend Drexel University. Second university said, and they started the same way. Dear Abdul Hakim Muhammad. Dear Abdul Hakim Muhammad. I'm pleased to inform you that you have been admitted to the Bachelor of Arts program at the College of Liberal and Professional Studies for the fall 2012 semester. Let me take this opportunity to welcome you to the University of Pennsylvania. You see how I said? You see that right there? That's that swag. That's that swagger thing. You know what I mean? Did you hear the university? Did you hear the name of the university that accepted me into that institution? The University of Pennsylvania. We can close the book with that. We can say the story's over. Drexel University. The University of Pennsylvania. Where do we go from here? Drexel University. The University of Pennsylvania. IBD. Creme de la crop. From the best of the top 10 schools in the country. Drexel University.